Hi, this is Amy from Spunky Dogs, and I'm here to share with you the secret to getting your dog to come when called, and also 2 pro tips for success with your recalls. Before we get started, there are a couple things that are really essential to a reliable recall that I want to go over. The first one is to make sure your cue is clear so that it counts. You may only have one shot to call your dog away from running into traffic or disappearing into the woods after that bunny rabbit. It has to be clear and short so that your dog understands. So I don't want to hear any fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. It should be something like, Fido, come. The second one is this is not a time to go cheap on the rewards. No pats on the head, dry kibble, or crusty old dog biscuits for this. This should be the time to pull out the big guns, the cheese, the bacon, or at least 10 seconds of really engaging play. Our first tip is the collar grab game. Having a dog that comes when you call it is great, but if you can't snatch that collar and attach a leash, it's not going to do you much good. Most dogs, at their best, find someone lunging at them and grabbing their collar a little uncomfortable, and at their worst, find the whole experience downright terrifying. And it's no surprise, because everything about rushing at your dog and leering over it says, "Get away from me," not "come." So this is definitely a behavior that we have to teach, and is not natural for our dogs. It can be really easily taught in just a couple sessions by grabbing your dog's collar and then rewarding it with a small treat. You can start slowly under the chin and move towards rushing at your dog and grabbing it over the head, which is a little more intimidating. This game is just an overall great handling exercise too, and is especially important for small dogs who find someone towering over them just that much more intimidating. Before long, you'll have a dog like Vega here, who pretty much throws herself into my hand and is comfortable with me really manhandling her collar. Our second game has everything to do with the key concept behind having your dog always come when called, which is no conflict. Your dog cannot think of it as a choice they have to make between doing something fun, like chasing a squirrel, or playing with another dog, and coming to you. If your dog thinks of it like that, you will lose a lot of the time. So how do we change that? With catch and release. This means we call our dog, grab the collar, and then send them right back to doing whatever fun activity they were doing in the first place. There is no conflict. In no time, your dog will be coming when you call it, away from a myriad of distractions, because there is no longer any competition. Do both. You can practice this anywhere that's safe to have your dog off-leash or on a long line. Ask your dog to come, grab the collar, treat, 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 or play for 10 seconds, and then send them right back to doing whatever they were doing before. So there you have it. The secret to having your dog always come when called is no conflict. It has to be an and, not an or. If your dog thinks that they have to choose, you will lose a lot of the time. Also make sure you're playing that collar grab game, and that whenever possible, you're using a catch and release style of recall. Thank you, and happy training!